death. We'll meet these heroes and find out why these brave souls risk their life and limb for a total stranger. And then something called adoption picnics. What if you intended to adopt a child but wanted to inspect the merchandise, so to speak, before you made that final commitment? Thanks to adoption picnics, you can do that. Are they human meat markets or a humane way to find a family? We'll investigate these stories right now in America After Hours. Thanks, everybody, for being with us. We're talking heroes tonight. Now, chances are you've never been involved in a life and death situation. But imagine for a moment you were. What would you do if you were the person on the brink of a disaster? Certainly one thing you'd do is hope someone would come and save you. And then what if you were the person on the outside witnessing somebody in danger? What would you do to help? Would you even try to help? Well, tonight we're saluting true American heroes whose acts of bravery and courage help save other people's lives. Now, our first story begins with a jet ski. And I would imagine when most of you think of jet skis, you think of fun and sun. But as you'll hear, that's not always the case. My first guest used his jet ski this winter to accomplish not one, but two heroic rescues. Eric Malone also happens to be a world-class jet ski competitor. Eric, nice to have you with us.
Thank you.
In fact, let's just show off a little bit. What do you say? Let's show some video of you on that jet ski. You still going to Penn State?
Yes, I am.
And you're in business, right? Business major. Now, check this out. How long have you been playing around with jet skis? Since a little boy?
Probably since I've been 10. Maybe about 9 years.
This looks tough. Is it? I mean, you have to be really coordinated to handle. Look at that, a jet ski like that.
It gets real tricky at times. I need to work the balance up and be able to maneuver around the course with 14 other people during a race and know your lines.
Well, you're pretty famous around the country for people who are aficionados of jet skis, and certainly famous in your town. How big is the town?
I'm really not sure how big it's a town in Altoona, Pennsylvania, right on the outskirts. So
yeah, but people in that town certainly know who you are, and the fire department did. It's all part of this rescue story. This happened last winter in a very cold part of late January in Altoona, Pennsylvania, when for some reason, what was a river got out of control because of the snowfall?
We had about 3 foot of snow on the ground, and during the day, the temperature rose up to 40 degrees, and it had major rains, and that all caused a good bit of flooding.
So the fire department heard about a family that was stranded in this gushing river. Were they in a trailer home? Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was a stationary trailer, and there was about 5 people in this home, and they called the shop where I was working, my dad's shop, and they asked if I'd come over and try and get them out because they figured that was the only way.
Because they tried rowboats and things like that, and they just got swept down the river.
The helicopters were unable to reach them as well because there was trees all around the trailer.
Pretty smart on their part.
Yeah.
To think of the jet ski. Or were you kind of stunned they called you?
Yeah, a good bit.
Because you'd never worked with them before.
No.
So what'd you do? You ended up, taking 4 of these 5 people out of this house. I guess one of the people was kind of stubborn; he didn't want to go.
Right.
But how did you do it? Was it really tough to maneuver?
It wasn't too bad. When you're racing, you learn the currents when you're in the ocean as well, and you understand how to work the current. So you need to if the trailer would be here, you need to go upstream and come down, and you get them aboard and go downstream and come back up to where you left off.
Okay, now how many were you taking here at a time?
This would have been the trailer.
Okay, there's one person behind you
there.
This
is the last person, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the 4th person, actually. And then this is Lisa.
Okay, now what happens after this is you think your job is done. They have another call of a woman. Her name is Lisa Lingenfelter, and she was hanging from a tree. Now check out this video here. You have to go and help her out. Mm-hmm. Was this a different situation here? Different maneuvering?
What had happened is I suppose, was going to visit a friend, and she had got pulled off a bridge, slipped away off the bridge, and was holding onto some brush. And at this time, the temperature was decreasing, the air temperature. So, and the current was twice as much as what I had worked in before.
Lisa's on the phone with us right now. Hi, Lisa.
Hello.
Thank you for being with us. How did you end up on that tree?
Well, I was just floating down the stream, I guess that's what you'd say.
Yeah, but how did you get into the river itself?
Well, I went down to see if my friend was still home.
Mm-hmm.
Or I could get her at the house, but she had already left earlier that morning. And her driveway washed away, and I was around a couple of trees, and
just got a little too close to the river.
Well, yeah.
And boom, you're gone.
Yeah.
Now, how cold was that water?
It was cold.
Really, really cold?
Yeah.
Yeah. How long were you in the water?
People tell me I was in there for 45 minutes.
Yeah. Now, do you think that Eric here is your hero?
Yeah, he is my hero.
Now, do you see each other since then or not?
Seen him once since.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Pretty neat guy, huh?
yeah, he's pretty nice.
Well, thank goodness. I mean, were you feeling, Lisa, like you couldn't hold on too much longer?
Yeah.
Were you getting weak?
Well, the water was cold, so
Yeah.
I was losing concentration to hold on.
Were you scared?
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so. Lisa, thank you for being with us. Were you scared at all during this? Because I mean, even though you're on the jet ski, you could be pulled off by these people, or they panic or whatever.
Right. I really didn't think about being scared at the time. Most people, when you're in a situation like that, your adrenaline's going, and you don't think too much of getting in the situation and being scared.
Why did you volunteer to do this? Because, I mean, they asked you. You could have said no.
Well, it was instinct. I mean, I hadn't ridden a jet ski for a couple months since it was late winter, so I was anxious to go anyhow. And it'd be a challenge, too.
A real challenge. Well, you pulled it off. I know there was a third rescue that didn't turn out so well. The person lost his life. That's how dangerous it was out there, but you really came through on 2 of the occasions, and congratulations.
Thank you.
A bunch of stories tonight to tell you. My next guest never thought 4th of July could be filled with tragedy. On a day full of good fun and celebration,